At first, nothing felt wrong, at least nothing he could clearly explain. The marriage still existed on the surface. They ate dinner together, they shared the same bed, they talked about everyday things. But something underneath had shifted. Conversations ended faster. Silence lasted longer. Her smile appeared more often, just not for him. He noticed she guarded her phone as if it contained her identity. Screen down, always locked, always within reach. A habit that appeared suddenly without explanation. When he asked simple questions, her answers felt correct, but empty, like lines memorized in advance. He blamed routine, work stress, time, anything that allowed him to keep believing. Trust is a strange thing. It doesn't disappear in one moment. It erodes quietly when instincts whisper, but logic begs you to ignore them. Late nights became common. Work ran late. A meeting. I told you already. He never checked. He didn't want to become that man, the suspicious one, the paranoid one. He believed love meant giving freedom, space, faith. The first crack came the night he called her office out of habit. Not to investigate, just to hear a familiar routine. She wasn't there. The receptionist sounded confused. When the call ended, the house felt colder, the silence heavier. Something irreversible had begun. He didn't confront her, not yet. Instead, he started paying attention. Patterns emerged, a new perfume. A certain name avoided in conversation. A brightness in her voice when reading messages she never shared. Every small detail added weight to a conclusion he still refused to accept. Then came the night that changed everything. She fell asleep with her phone in her hand. The screen lit up with a message before going dark. He sat there for a long time, fighting himself. Crossing that line felt like betrayal of his own values. But the need to know finally won. The phone unlocked easily. The code hadn't changed. That detail hurt more than it should have. The messages weren't explicit. They didn't need to be. They were intimate in a way only secrecy allows. Shared jokes, late-night plans, familiar warmth, emotional closeness. A parallel world where he didn't exist. Betrayal doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it whispers until it destroys everything you thought was real. He put the phone back exactly where it was and lay awake until sunrise. He didn't cry. He didn't scream. His mind replayed memories instead. Anniversaries, promises, futures they planned together. All of it now felt staged. The confrontation came the next evening. Calm, controlled, almost gentle. "Is there someone else?" he asked. She denied it instinctively, laughed nervously, accused him of overthinking. But denial collapses quickly under truth. When he mentioned the messages, silence answered first. Then tears, then excuses. Loneliness. Distance. Feeling unseen. She said it meant nothing. She said it just happened. She said she never wanted to hurt him. But betrayal doesn't require intention. Only choice. Days passed in fragments. He asked questions he never wanted answers to. How long? Where? Feelings or just attention? Some answers came, some never did. Each one peeled away the illusion of who she was. Sleep became impossible. Nights stretched endlessly. He lay beside her, feeling further away than ever. Physical closeness amplified emotional distance. Every memory became contaminated, every shared moment reinterpreted. Anger eventually arrived, not explosive but cold and quiet. He stopped arguing, stopped explaining his pain. Silence replaced effort, and silence terrified her more than shouting ever could. She apologized, desperately, promised to end it, to change, to rebuild trust. Therapy, transparency, anything. And he wanted to believe her. Not because he trusted her, but because letting go felt like jumping into emptiness. But then came the realization that changed everything. Even if he forgave her, trust would never return the same. Every late night would raise questions. Stories behind closed doors? Every notification would reopen wounds. Love would exist alongside fear. And that isn't love, it's survival. Staying meant slowly losing himself to constant doubt. Leaving meant immediate pain, but also honesty. The decision didn't come in one dramatic moment. It formed quietly. One morning, he looked at himself and realized he was tired of being strong in silence. Their final conversation was calm. No accusations, no revenge, just clarity. She cried. He didn't. He had already mourned the marriage while still inside it. Walking away hurt. It shattered routines, habits, shared history. The house became empty. Mornings felt heavy. Nights echoed. But in the silence, something new appeared. Peace. Pain remained, but it no longer controlled him. He started sleeping again, breathing again, existing without constantly questioning reality. He learned that betrayal,